The output format, so what we can produce from context capture. So once you have the area triangulation, we go reconstruction production, and then you can produce different kind of models. So we can produce 3D meshes, point clouds, and ortho photos as output. So the 3D meshes, 3MX is in Bentley format, and also 3SM, and you can also have that as a simple website. So we can produce a model, we upload it to your own internet space, and then you can share the model with other users. Cesium, we have Cesium platform. There's a Cesium is an open source 3D publishing platform. You can export to S3 I3S. So if you use ArcGIS, you can use this one, I3S. FBX for Autodesk users. DGN is you produce a normal MicroStation file. In MicroStation, we can also load 3MX, but this is just the file itself. Lot3 is a format that is quite often used for GIS applications. Of course, OBJ, Collara, OSGB is a format often used. STL for 3D printing. OSGB, these are more common GIS formats. So the most common is probably the 3MX, Cesium, S3, FBX, and OBJ, Collara. So this is all output formats on the mesh side. On the point cloud side, we can export a LAS file. So the zip LAS file and the normal LAS file, and we can import this in Bentley format. For auto photos, we can do GeoTIFFs, JPEGs. It's not even here, make a mistake, I guess. JPEGs and GeoTIFF. S3, ASCII, raster, XYZ, and KML files. So this is the output formats at this moment. So Bentley has also some other applications what we can use. For example, this is Open City Planner, what we can do for city planning. This is also output formats what we can do now automatically. In the past, we have to go to lot 3 loaded in this application. And so this is for mesh, for city planners. So in this case, we also linked Orbit to it. So the 3D mobile scanning data. So this is a cloud-based platform where we can use all different kind of information, overlay it on a mesh mesh. So this format, this export format will be in the next release directly, so you don't have to convert it yourself anymore. And this is more, we can link for the iTwin services. So if you want to do digital twins where we can link new design. So this is, for example, I think it's even a Revit model what we can link to, where you can go in and see the Revit model in the used application. So this is Open City Planner. You see here linking documentation, for example. I'm waiting for that. So we open and we have an application design review where you can link all the objects to each other, so you can see something like this. So that's one thing. And another application what we have is Orbit, that is for the more point cloud streaming and feature extraction. And there's also a view and a kind of viewer where we can convert data, publish data. So you see, for example, on the right top is the mesh, on the left is the images what is on the mobile scanner in the point cloud. So you can combine it all together in one viewer. So this is one of our recent applications. So for example, whole Singapore government is using this application for viewing all the meshes and point cloud data. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my context capture model. Considering time, it's a little bit going up and down. So I'm back in my context capture master, and you will see my project is now finished. The area triangulation is finished, and then what it says, 5 images can't be used. I can check why. So if I go here I can check why this image is not in use. So if I open this one, it makes sense because this image is just shooting far away. It's not facing down. So it makes sense that they can't be in use, and probably also for the other ones. Or the other ones are just facing down. So if I go to my 3D view here, I can see here, this is not the model yet. So this is the area triangulation. All the images are stitched together. And this is my object. So after my area triangulation, what I can do now is adding ground control points, for example, or use a type point and mix with other data set. But in this case, I'm happy with it. I go to my 3D reconstruction. That is in this phase. I select 3D reconstruction and I go to spatial framework. And then in this spatial framework, I can set what is my extent. So what do I want to process? I said, no, I want to process something like this. If the data set is quite big, we can split it up in smaller pieces. So I can do a grid. So I want to do a 75-meter grid. So it produces 12 jobs instead of one big job. I can things like quality. If I have thermal imagery, I can use that. Also the quality, filling holes. So, yeah, some of the settings, what you want to use if you don't have data, which color you want to have, for example. We can also, if you have water in the object, we can automatically detect what is water, and we can add as a geometry constraint. So that's fully automatically, you don't have to do anything. In this case, let's say I'm happy with all my settings, and then I can go under my reconstruction, I go to production, that's producing of the model. So I select submit new production and I can give it a name. So this case is resort. I select what type of output do I want. I want to do a 3D mesh photo of a point cloud auto photo, and this is for cleaning up, and this is for detecting what is water. This with AI. So in this case, I just want to produce a 3D mesh and go here, and then I can select which formats. I want a 3MX, scalable mesh, cesium tiles, DGN. So this is all the output formats what I already discussed what is possible. In this case, I just do a 3MX. I can set if I do want on a website. No, I don't want a website. I just want this quality. Yeah, we have a lot of settings here, but I just keep it like this. And then the output coordinate system. So I just want to use this one. We have a camera of a database with coordinate systems. And if your coordinate system is not in there, we can add it. Extend, I want to process everything. This is the output folder I submit. And now you will see it writes all this job to the job queue. So it starts processing with one job, and it got one is running and 11 are waiting. And at the moment that a job is finished, it will pop up here in the viewer. You can already see it if one tile is finished. And one of the good things with the job queue is that you don't have to wait till it's finished. You can, in the meantime, you can select another output. So I said I want to do a point cloud now. I want the last file, but I want to have it like a 5 centimeter point sampling. Next, set coordinate system. Extend, next, and submit. And now when the first model is finished, the second one goes much faster. So this is the simple workflow creating models. And now the job queue is filled, and now the models are just processing, and that is really hardware dependent, how quick it goes. So this was in 1 hour, the context capture. I hope it makes sense. So this is like a first session. If you have special interest in certain objects, we can go more in detail with another session if you want to do certain type of processing, let's say cell towers or plant sites or city modeling. But then, yeah, just contact somebody from REI Software and they can set up another session.